One of Prime Minister Stephen Harper's most trusted and longest-serving cabinet ministers is about to call it quits. There are rumblings within the Conservative Party that John Baird will confirm his resignation as Foreign Affairs Minister this morning and that he will not seek re-election later this year. Baird has been the voice of Harper's foreign policy. He's been outspoken against Russia's conflict with Ukraine and openly critical of the United Nations. Some Tories are speculating the 45-year-old is moving into the private sector after 20 years of public service. Politics closer to home, the district of Saanich says computer spyware that caused a controversy with the mayor and drew the attention of BC's privacy watchdog has been disabled. Saanich Mayor Richard Atwell first brought up computer spying at Municipal Hall last month. He also accused police of harassment, which followed an apology he made to his wife for an extramarital affair. The city's interim chief administrative officer says the employee monitoring software has been deactivated from all workplace computers. BC's privacy commissioner launched an investigation to determine if the software complies with the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. Several Metro Vancouver mayors formally kicked off their campaign for a yes vote in the upcoming transit referendum. The 6 mayors said voting yes for the proposed 0.5% regional sales tax would mean more buses, more rapid transit options, and better roads. They say with 1 million more people expected to live here over the next 30 years, the region can't afford even more gridlock. Their campaign downplayed voters' concerns about TransLink's management.
If so many people want to rush and give them more money, they would be front and center saying TransLink is the greatest organization in the history of humankind. Of course it's not. It's horribly run. The executives are overpaid. They waste money hand over fist. We all know TransLink is a hot mess. The mayors are just trying to spin numbers to try to get out of it.
Make no mistake, this referendum is a choice. It's a choice between acting now to build for the future or doing nothing and letting our transportation system fall apart. So to move our region, our economy all forward, we have to have a yes vote.
The yes side also includes one West Vancouver City Councillor who disagrees with his mayor's call for a no vote in the referendum.
I agree with him, his concerns about efficiency and his concerns about governance and his distaste for the referendum procedure. Where we differ is, with those concerns, what do you do with them? He thinks you should vote against the referendum because that's going to bring change to governance and efficiency, and I think he's got no basis for that belief. He and I both agree what's being proposed in the plan is necessary. So it's a question of, do we want to wait 10 years for it or do we want to do it now?
The Crown says 2 people accused of plotting to explode pressure cooker bombs outside the BC legislature in Victoria on Canada Day were inspired by a similar bombing at the Boston Marathon. The Crown says John Nuttall and Amanda Carodi considered themselves a 2-person homegrown terror cell. Lawyers claim Nuttall told an undercover officer he wanted to build a bigger and better bomb than the one in Boston to get people to rethink sending troops overseas to kill Muslims. The Crown says the bombs were timed to detonate 15 minutes apart. Had they exploded in 2013, they would have created a 150-meter blast capable of killing many bystanders.
My son is 100% innocent, as well as Amanda. They're 2 of the sweetest people you could ever meet in your life. We're both very genuine. Both have serious disabilities.
Every criminal case is difficult and complex for a jury because no matter what the charges, there's going to be complex issues. This is one that we'll sort out in the courtroom.
In his opening, Carodi's lawyer asked the jury not to jump to conclusions and consider the health and mindset of the accused. He says his client was caught in a police operation. The trial expected to last about 4 months. Could be as late as June before BC farms are declared free of the avian flu, but analysts say recovering from the international trade implications may take far longer. The Canadian Poultry and Egg Processors Council says more work will be needed to reopen trade with 24 countries that have introduced varying bans on Canadian poultry or poultry products. So far, only about half of the 11 infected commercial farms in BC's Fraser Valley have been fully cleaned and disinfected. Once that process is finished, the farms will be under a 21-day restriction period, followed by 3 months of surveillance. Call it Boxing Day in February. Thursday could be a big day for bargain hunters. That's when sales could begin at Target stores around the country. Retailers seeking court approval allowing liquidation companies to sell off stock, but the companies will not be able to advertise the sales as going out of business bargains. Target announced last month it's closing all 133 of its Canadian locations. The chain came north of the border only 2 years ago, but customers have been disappointed by prices and selection.